Hello there everyone, and welcome to the Rookie Critic YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody by world-class bullshitters Jeff Hicks himself. A lot of people reported some damaged comic books, as the printer seemed to just literally print out their name and address on the very back of it, kind of like its catalog, and ship it down in the mail. Jeff has reported on Twitter and in a video that he's working on fixing it. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Hopefully they didn't send out every comic to everybody to get received like that, because a lot of people do take extreme care with how they treat their comics that they receive. I personally am not a collector, as many people know. I haven't read that many comics. This is probably my 7th comic that I've ever read. 7th comic in the last year and out of my whole life. So I don't have a huge attachment to comics yet. I'm still figuring out what even is my style that I like. The last one I read was Cyberfrog, and I really did like it. Some people are saying that the quality of his comic isn't all that great, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it looks okay. Like, as far as the actual quality of the paper goes and the cover and whatnot, it seems to be okay, decent at least, because there's other ones that I was given before that, this is like, I don't know what quality this is, but it looks like something to wipe your ass with. So, I mean, not saying that the quality of the story is bad, but just the paper. It bends, folds super easy, feels like a magazine. Sort of this is sturdy and has decent pages. It's pretty stiff paper, seems fine. The Cyberfrog, a lot of people didn't like how it folded like that, because apparently you're not supposed to have a chrome cover on an 80-page comic book, which EVS has learned from. But I still kind of like it. I like it as it is. It's cool, decent paper in there. A lot of people said it was cheap quality paper too, which I don't know about that. Some people said it's because there's too much black ink on the pages and it's heavier or something. I'm not sure about how the logistics of all the comic stuff works, so I'm not judging too hard on any of that stuff at all. But as far as the actual comic book itself, the best way I would explain this to anybody that hasn't read it yet is that if you're a fan of world-class bullshitters and Jeff Hicks, you'll most likely enjoy this, because this is almost like a visual episode of like a fictional thing that happens with the bullshitters. Like, you hear them on their podcast, you know how they are. That'd be like watching it visually in a fictional situation that you almost would kind of believe is real if you know how they are on their podcast, basically. If you don't really know Jeff Hicks that well, you don't really watch world-class bullshitters, you just wanted to get an indie comic on there and you don't know him very well, I honestly can't say that you'll enjoy this. And I mean, plus there's the factor of Star Wars. I mean, this is mostly made for people that didn't like the new Star Wars trilogy, the Disney ones. So if you like some of the Disney ones, or you don't hate it as much, this probably won't be as enjoyable to you, because that's where a lot of the humor is drawn from not liking a lot of the Disney sequel stuff. So I feel like there's not the biggest audience for this type of book, but as their audience grows, and I mean, the fact that it was an Indiegogo and he raised like $50,000 for it, I assumed that was mostly his fans already that were invested enough to buy it. But again, I don't really know how all of this would work in that way, but I kind of liked it for what it was, because I'm seeing Jeff Hicks and his buddies, kidnap Harrison Ford and try to make Star Wars in their basement. And there's really not much to say about the story in this review, because, I mean, that is basically what happens. They kidnap Harrison Ford and make him try to redo Star Wars in their basement. And there's a thing or two that happens that I won't say, because that does spoil some of the book, but, that's basically what it is. It's like a good joke, pretty much, is what it is. Like a skit. It's like a skit or a scene, something that you'd see on a 20-minute skit show. So, I mean, I do like it for what it is for that. I'm not sure if it's the type of comic book that I would personally want to read myself, because I'm still trying to get into them anyway. And so far, ones that I already have some type of pre-attachment to, the fact that I've listened to the bullshitters and I like them so much, could be why I would buy their next one, maybe. I don't know, but I'm still figuring out what type of comics I like. I don't know how many different genres there really are that are decent to look at. Cyberfrog was really enjoyable to me. There's the Darth Maul book, but that's tied to Star Wars, so I like that one too. I'm not sure how to rate a comic book, like with the rating score, but maybe this is a little bit above average. But I feel like this is Jeff's first comic book, and I feel like there's lots of seeds of cool ideas in here. It's just part of it is that there's just a lot of references, and I think that if Stealing Solo came out, like, just shortly after Solo, after the Solo movie came out, like, let's say even 5 months after Solo came out, this would have been so much more better received, because that would have just been closer to all the emotions and stuff that went on at the time. This is quite a ways later, and I just don't really care as much. Like with The Last Jedi, I mean, yeah, I still don't like it, and that's, you know, the Phantom Menace goes against a lot of stuff with the Disney trilogy and all, but like I'm not as hung up on The Last Jedi as I was after it came out. Like, I don't talk about it that much. I don't do many videos on Star Wars anymore, so it's not feeling the same with me right now. Like, if this was sooner, then yes, this would have definitely hit home a little more. I think I would have enjoyed it more. But I feel like this whole comic experience for Jeff was a learning thing, and I still trust the guy. I still like him. I got his back on this. I think I encourage him to try to make another one at some point and see where that goes, where to take it. I want to see where else he can go with making comic books. He's got a good creative idea. I've heard that eventually he might actually try to do skits on his channel. That's something I really want to see, because I'm a skit guy myself. That's basically all I got to say about it. The damage, again, isn't that bad on my end. Some people had it way worse, I know. And again, I'm not a huge collector, and I'm not a huge repeat reader of comics as of yet, for all I know. So this is not huge. I don't need another copy. This is fine as it is. I don't need a brand new one. This will be just fine. That's all I got to say, pretty much. And have a good rest of your day, guys. Hey guys, I'm working on some film projects behind the scenes. If you want to help fund these projects or my channel in general, check out the Patreon and Teespring store. Links are in the description below. Do you want to send me a message or just see what I'm up to? Follow me on Twitter @TheRookieCritic. I'm on a mission to finally watch some classic and popular films. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to join a watch party. And I also got a mailbox, so if you want to send me movies or comics to review, send it to 3021 Northeast 72nd Drive, Suite 9, PNB 1560, Vancouver, Washington 98661. Thanks, guys, and cut. That's a wrap.